What's going on, guys? All right, so today I'm going to talk about the rig setup that I have for my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. I have been using this thing nonstop. It has been my go-to camera for everything that I do besides vlogging. For vlogging, I actually bought a new camera. I got the DJI Osmo Pocket, and that baby is phenomenal for vlogging. I'll probably do a later video on that. But today, let's talk about my rig setup and what I use for my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So holding this baby together is my small rig half cage. This is the 2254 edition. I'll leave all the links of what I use in the description below, so that way if you want any of the stuff you can click on it. This cage does exactly what I needed to do, and that's house the equipment that I need to put on there for filming. The cage also comes with a NATO rail, which I love because you can actually put a NATO rail handle on it, which I got also from Small Rig. And this is the Small Rig NATO handle. This is the 1955 edition. I love this handle because it's adjustable. You can take out this Allen little wrench, it's actually built in, and all you gotta do is loosen the two screws, and then the handle becomes adjustable if you want it more forward or more back. And this Allen little wrench also works with the screws on the Small Rig cage itself too, so one wrench to rule them all. And attached to the handle is the monitor mount itself. I went with the 2174 edition, mainly because, again, in the front of this handle, there's two locking pins that I can use with this handle. I love how you can tilt this. You can unscrew it at the very top and reverse the mount as well, so that way you can have a front-facing monitor. And then going into the monitor itself, I have the Blackmagic Video Assist, the 5-inch edition. And I like this also because it takes the Canon LP batteries in the back. And I also love the fact that it has an SD card that you can record right into it. And most importantly, it gives me a second card to record on. Attached to the Small Rig cage is the Small Rig SSD mount. I love it because I can use my portable SSD from Samsung. It's a 2 terabyte version. So I can record on this SSD 4K at 60 frames per second. And we're talking about Q0 for 2 hours. That's 123 minutes. And that's more than enough to know what I need for what I do. And for backup, I do have the Eagle Disc Pro, the 256. This actually works well with Q0, 4K 60 frames per second without any drop frames. And again, for SD, I have 128 just for another backup. So that's a great thing about the system is storage. You can literally have tons of storage on this device and not worry about something failing, or if something does fail, you have a backup for it. And again, the monitor goes with the dual recording, and I never had to worry about something, erasing, and I had to still have a backup, or if I want to work on a backup and use a 1080 instead of a 4K, I can do that as well. Okay, so this baby is sitting on top of a Small Rig camera base plate. And I wanted this rod system so I can put on a follow focus as well as a V-mount battery plate, which I got from Small Rig as well. Attached to the Small Rig V-mount plate, I have this Small Rig Super Lightweight 15mm rail block. Works perfect. You can adjust the height and where you want it, whether you want it vertical or horizontal. This battery lasts a long time, and I have like 3 or 4 V-mount batteries, along with, for the LP batteries, I have about 6 of those. So I never really worry about running out of power. The follow focus, again, I got from Film City. I like follow focuses a lot, especially if you want to get a precise focus. You can, especially if you're pulling, you can use these little tiny rods to make sure you get a proper stop on them. But it's not a need if you don't have one, but they are nice to have. And I also have a speed booster on here as well. The speed booster works great for me because I want a more wider angle, as well as I like to drop the f-stops. So like, say for instance, this is a 1.8 Sigma 18-35 lens. So it drops it down to 1.3. I have a 24-105 Canon lens. I love that lens. And that drops it from a 4.0 down to a 2.8. It's a plus. You get a more wider angle frame, and as well as more light into your f-stop. And lastly, I do have a Rode Wireless Pro. This is again a very small profile. I love this. I don't use this for professional shoots. I use my Sennheiser wireless system, but for the majority of the part, this is still a great system to have for your on-the-day shoots or your YouTube videos. But for the majority of the part, I like to use my Sennheiser using XLR inputs. But I like to keep it on here just for a backup in case I need it for something, because it's such a low profile anyways to use. So this has been my main camera I hardly even use my 1DX Mark II anymore, and this thing has been collecting dust, so I may have to sell it. I don't know, or I might just keep it on the shelf in case I need one of those days where I'm just shooting photography. But I have been using my A7 III a lot for photography anyway, especially for portraits. But between my A7 III and this camera, I mean, this will probably be my on-the-go shoot. I still have my Blackmagic Ursa Mini, which again is still a great camera to use. It's just something about this camera that I love the Blackmagic RAW editing. I love the Blackmagic RAW files that come out of this. It's so easy to edit with, and this is the system that I have with it. I love this system. I love this rig. It's for me. It's ideal for how I shoot. I love that I can quickly disassemble this rig too, if I want to put it on a low profile gimbal, or keep it very, very lightweight. But this is about it. This is my rig. If I missed something, if you have any questions about this rig, let me know. This rig is beautiful, but you don't need a rig like this to go out and get beautiful shots. But if you are shooting all day on sets, or if you're using this as a short film, I would recommend getting yourself something like this, so that way you don't have to worry about drawing out power or your cards, misreading. You have a second backup, or if you need a second viewing angle for, say, for instance, a low angle. That's just a little more versatile, a little more comfortable. But this is my rig, guys. Hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet, my friends. And besides that, I will catch you guys in the next video.